recording.
Okay, so what we're going to do is talk about distancing, because a lot of people are asking about distance in the way we do our Wing Chun, right? So obviously what I'm talking about is what we do. So Wing Chun is a short bridge system. That's why you do a sit and towel and develop a short bridge. We have long bridge techniques where the arm will extend. Okay, so when we're out here, you're working from a long bridge range. But where we're happy to be is in a short bridge position. So when he punches to me, when I want to come in, I want to get into a short bridge position, right? Now what I'm doing is get my body close, and I'm striking from here, right? And then I strike him, put him back into a long bridge position, so I can unload with power, right? But the short bridge position is where you have your inch power, and where you're making it hard for him to hit you back. If we're both staying the same distance, we're going to box, and Chinese box or Western box, whatever you want to do. But he's got an equal chance of hitting me. The whole idea of the skill in the Wing Chun is to make it so he can't hit me. So some people do things like where someone swings at you, they'll angle out and they'll punch. But to me, you're putting yourself back into a striking range, because if he's just throwing punches, I'm in the worst part here, because this is where he's got full power. I really want to get as close as I can, where I can disrupt his centre, put him into a position where he's got no power in his stance, and then I can strike him. So that's why you have the short bridge. So in CSL, if we just keep switching and hitting all the time, or we just keep playing from this position, or we just keep switching and hitting and playing with the other position from here, we're not really progressing what we're trying to achieve. CSL should be trying to progress from what you're training to what you want to achieve. So what I want to achieve in CSL is when I strike him and get in, is take his balance. So when I take his balance, I can strike and finish him. Right? We repeat techniques in CSL a lot, because obviously the repetition is going to give you the skill. So that's why people play CSL a lot, which is fine. But ultimately, even when we're playing, if I take his balance and strike, I want to eat the space up. I want to get in close. I want to have my alignment close, get my hips in close. I want to take his balance so then I can strike and control him. So if we're rolling here and I'm trying to break his balance or break his distance, then that's my control point. If he punches here, I can control his balance through controlling his spine, through his arm. Or I take this position, I step in close, right? Now from here people say I have no power here, but there's going to be a lot of power when I strike, and I strike and hit hard in this position. Also, I'm going to push him into a more powerful position, so give him a bit more distance to strike him. But the key thing is not about striking, the key thing is when he strikes me from here, he can't. There's no way for him to strike me from there, right? Because I've eaten the space up, I've controlled his horse, right? So now I can put my balance and I can finish it. So for us, the short bridge training is the key to Wing Chun, right? If we're going to play out here and do cheese out too far away and just strike out here or strike mid-air, you're not doing anything. Because a fighter's going to come in and they'll have their hands up and they'll be striking at you and hitting at you. Learning that cheese out from that range it's not really going to give you anything. If I'm out here and he strikes at me, I want to be able to control the position, come in and get him tight. So when he strikes now, I can control him, I can put him off balance and put him into a striking position. So it might not look pretty, it might not look neat, but that's what fighting is. It's not pretty, it's not neat. The training, the lower that you bring it down in skill, the nicer it's going to look. The higher it goes up, the more chaos it's going to be. But for the practitioner who's at a high level, it feels nice to you because you feel comfortable. So when someone strikes towards me, and I come in here, I'm relaxed here, and I strike, I feel comfortable about that position, because that's what you've trained, right? What you might see under pressure, you might see, punch comes in, and you might see a cut and then come in, or you might see someone pulling in. But now I've got a comfortable position of controlling his power. He punches me from here, there's no power. He's got my weight's controlling him. So then I can strike him, push him into a range. I can finish him from there. So CSL should be always trying to progress towards where it's actually supposed to be going as a drill. It's supposed to be fighting, right? So from here, I don't really want to do things where we're just trading and switching and hitting and doing bong style, lap style drills. That's okay for beginner level, but what we want to do is control balance, strike, distance, and come in. So we're doing normal cheese style, we're just doing a normal roll. So here I want to strike and come in, I want to control position, just normal cheese style. See, from here, push, I get my space in tight, load my weight. Now when I strike, I can extend my strike through the person, right? If I stay out here and just hit from here, we're going to just keep going back and forth. So the idea of coming in or breaking distance or coming in here is to break the centre to control the weight, right? So when we're sparring out here, when a punch comes round, I come in, are getting tight. Now when that punch comes in, I'm in tight. I'm taking power out of the punch. If I stay out here, the punch is here, I bill out here, or if I block here, then this second punch is going to hit me full power. So I need to get away from that. So some people will ask you to go away from this punch first, but then you're walking into this one. Some people will try to maybe block this one here and come on the outside and come back in, but it's way too slow and too many movements, right? All we want to do if that punch comes in is you want to take the space, eat the space up, right? And then you've got power, right? That hand's not going to come at you. And if both hands come quick and you're in here, then you can turn and take that hand, right? Or simply, if that hand comes quick, you're going to just block. That hand comes, you're going to block and cover and strike, right? That's what's going to happen under a lot of pressure. So you take your chi sao, your range control, think about the short bridge, think about the short bridge controlling the structure, think about the short bridge setting up the long bridge strike, okay? Then think about your sparring from long bridge right to the short bridge position to get in, right? So think about all the ranges together, working in and out. That's what you're going to work on, really.
3, 2, 1, and stop.